My friends, today on February 27th, 2013, Pope Benedict gave his last address to the Church of the world at his Angelus message. I hope you have a chance to read it. It's filled with peace and joy and trust. He talks about his resignation as something he did with a profound peace of heart, asking the Lord what the right thing for him to do was, and calls us in a special way, of course, to pray for the next Pope and for the College of Cardinals in electing the next Holy Father. My friends, I think it's so appropriate that Pope Benedict would leave his children as a father in guiding us to peace and joy and hope and trust. I must say there's a lot of stuff in the media that is antithetical to peace and trust and joy. There's a lot of references of difficulties in the church, different elements of conspiratorial or speculative reasons why the Holy Father left. I would say this, my friends, anything that's taking peace and joy and the duty, the Christian, the joyful responsibility to pray for this next Holy Father, anything that's taking you away from that is something that's not of God. We can easily be drawn into so many discussions about who the next Holy Father is or will be, that we are not praying for who the next Holy Father should be. And that's really the last call that Pope Benedict gives to each one of us. Is he says, above all, pray for the College of Cardinals in the selection of the next Holy Father. So I encourage you to hear the last words of our Holy Father to us, his children. Pray for the successor of Peter. Pray for the next Holy Father, because really, remember the promise of the Holy Spirit. The promise of the Holy Spirit is that once the Holy Father is elected, he will protect the Holy Father from error in faith and error in the area of faith and morals. There's no guarantee of the election of the best Holy Father. That's up to us. So I encourage you to pray, and I would particularly suggest praying the prayer of the Lady of all Nations. It's a beautiful prayer where Our Lady herself in the approved apparitions of Amsterdam called us to pray to Jesus, that Jesus would send the Holy Spirit into the hearts of all nations, and that indeed Our Lady is our advocate in calling the Church to fulfill this role of electing the next Holy Father. So it's a key prayer, it's an inspired prayer, it's a prayer Our Lady herself gave for the descent of the Holy Spirit. And I encourage you to get this prayer. We will be happy to send you this prayer in time for the conclave. You can give us a call at 740-937-2277. This is in the U.S., 740-937-2277. Or you can email us at mary@motherofallpeoples.com. Really, it's a two birds with one stone type of prayer, because it's the prayer that Our Lady gave for the Holy Father to proclaim her role as spiritual mother of all humanity, in which he says, peace is conditional upon, that only when the Holy Father will make the proclamation of Our Lady's role as the spiritual mother of all peoples, only then will indeed Our Lady be able to intercede for peace in the world. At the same time, it's a prayer that can be used, she says, it's a prayer that holds a power before the throne of God, which is unknown to us. How appropriate this prayer is, this Holy Spirit prayer is, for the election of the right and the best possible Holy Father. So let's avoid unnecessary speculation and let's do our Christian duty. It's a joyful duty, but it's an authentic duty to pray for the election of the next Holy Father. So again, you can give us a call at 740-937-2277, or you can email us at mary@motherofallpeoples, free of charge. We'll send this prayer to you. Let's be people obeying the last call of Pope Benedict, to be people of joy and trust. He uses the beautiful image of Peter and the apostles on the sea, that the Lord sometimes appears that he's asleep, but he's always in the boat. Well, he's in the boat of the church. He's in the great bark of the church, but we have to do our responsibility. So I ask you, really, I beg you, in the name of Our Lady and of the church, pray Pray that the Holy Spirit will descend upon the College of Cardinals for the best possible, Holy Father. And I strongly encourage you to pray the prayer of the Lady of All Nations. If you're not comfortable or familiar with the prayer of the Lady of All Nations, you prefer another prayer, there's also a modified Conclave Novena prayer that you can get by going to motherofallpeoples.com. That's motherofallpeoples.com. That's also in the form of the prayer of the Lady of All Nations, which is Our Lady's form. It's hard to get better than our Blessed Mother's form for praying for the descent of the Holy Spirit, but it's specialized for the conclave. In either case, let's do our part in praying peacefully, with joy and full trust in the election of the next Holy Father. Mark Miravalle with Marycast. Thanks for being with us. God bless you.